I'm Yadnika Zadav, and I completed a Monstack program recently from Spark IT Institute. And all of we as students, we are doing the series where we will explain each topic individually. And today I'm going to explain the topic JavaScript syntax, JavaScript class syntax. I'll start explaining. I'll start from explaining what class is. So basically, what is class? Class is basically a template or a set of instructions which we use for to call objects. We all know how templates work. Templates are basically a structure in which we can input data, and like it helps as a basic structure. Same way class helps us in JavaScript. So class is basically a template or a set of instructions we define class by using the keyword class. Now, why we use classes? So basically, before classes we were using functions, but classes help us to write to make more codes more efficient and flexible. So that's the importance of classes. Now I'll start with the code. I'll give an example with the code so that we'll know how classes work. So first I'm defining classes or the name of class. So today I'm taking an example of car. So I'm simply defining using the keyword by using the keyword class. I'm simply defining the name of the class. Now inside it I'm going to use constructor. Now what is constructor? Constructor basically, whenever we create any new object, it calls the constructor, and constructor is always defined in class. So this is constructor, and in constructor we in the bracket I'm going to write the input parameters, which are make and model. So basically, make means the company that made the car, and this is the name of the model of the car. And basic to explain, before I move forward, I'd like to explain the basic syntax of how a class works. So the basic syntax would be something like this. So we define class using the class keyword, and then we define the name of the class. Like I defined the name of the class over there as car. Then inside that we define the constructor. Now along with constructor we define the input parameters too. And inside the constructor we use this method. And after the constructor there comes a method where whichever method, suppose it can be a display method or any other method. So method name, that's it. This is basically the basic syntax of class. The same way I'm going to write it over here using this class car. So I've already defined the constructor with make and model as its input parameters. Now I'm going to use this method, this dot make is equals to make, and this dot model is equals to model. That's it. This is only the constructor part. Now we are going to define a method named as displayInfo. In displayInfo, we'll use console.log. So what console.log does is basically console.log is used to print the whatever we write into the bracket. It prints it on the display. So console.log. We are using backtick sign for interpolation. Stop. So basically we use this console.log to print the sentence. That's it. This is the part of the displayInfo method. Now to call, we are going to create an object using constant my car. My car is basically the name of my object, and whenever we create an object we use the keyword new to create a new object, new, and after the new keyword we are going to call the class, name of the class, so new car. Inside it we have already declared the parameters make and model over here, so that's what we are going to write here. So for example, for the make or for the brand I'm going to use Toyota, and for the car name I'm going to use Corolla. Now we have to call this method to print the name, like to print the name of the brand and to print the name of the car. Now to call this method, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this object like my car dot, and then I'm going to call this method which we had declared above inside the class. Now basically what I've done is I've used the object, and by using this object I've called this method displayInfo, and its output would be Toyota and Corolla, like this. So yeah, JavaScript classes can be called as the basic building block to construct the entire code and its structure. And we use classes because they are extremely efficient compared to functions. So that's it. I hope you have understood the topic of JavaScript syntax class. It's the basic syntax that I have explained along with an example code. And this topic is very important for interview, and I hope uh, you will check out the rest of these topics included in the series. Thank you.